Okay, let's talk about this. Whoa. I got some more stuff. Like, I had to get the Wire Guardians. And so I bought some other stuff from Bead Box Bargains again, because I knew they had the Wire Guardians, so. And I wanted this. This is the, I want to say Aurora Borealis collection? Arctic Aurora collection. I wanted the expansion to it too, but I just got the base one. So I thought we could go through what I got, and this time I will take them out of their boxes to show you. Sorry, I keep hitting the desk, and you are attached to the desk, so you wobble. These little shamrocks were the gift with purchase. They're very, very cute. Little shamrock links. These daisy heishis were on weekly special, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, I always need more heishis. So I grabbed some more. My verdict, by the way, is I do not like these as much as I like the tiara cast ones. The holes are a little bit off center, and the seams are a little bit off as well. So I don't like them as much, but they're still nice. Oops, and they still work. And so now I have more. I also grabbed these pins that were on weekly special. If I can avoid making pins myself, I will. So I just grabbed some. They were a good price. It's like $1 for 30 or something like that. And I, being a fool, watched their new releases videos. And these were in them, and I couldn't resist. They're so cool. You can see the finish, the anodized finish is unique to each. And I got these not just in the anodized finish, but also in the 18 karat gold plated finish. And also the plain steel finish. I would love for these to come around in copper or rose gold, but that's up to manufacturers, isn't it? I also grabbed these little cloud charms. These were probably also on weekly special because I don't think I would have seen them otherwise. I'm not 100% sure, but they're super, super cute. And the only cloud charms I have are very expensive little ones because they're made of gold. So thought it would be nice to get some more affordable ones, as in, you know, they'll end up being in jewelry that's more affordable for you. What is this? A rhinestone. Ooh, that's just on my desk. That's not part of this. And while I was there, I wanted to see what else they had for moths and butterflies. And they had several pairs of moths. This is one of them. Here's another one. I don't often use enameled charms like this. Usually if I'm using enameled pieces, they're artisan pieces like these. But I love me a moth. And to be clear, you know, both pieces have the same fronts and backs. I just wanted you to see the back as well. I think these are my favorite ones, but that's probably because of a little bit of turquoise in there. So yeah, three pairs of moths that I totally needed, okay? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, totally needed. And then the wire guardians that I needed for tiger tail. So let me show you those in use. Right there, you've got the wire guardian, and the tiger tail sits up in the arch. So that's to protect it from wear and tear from whatever you attach to your loop. Like, I'm going to attach a chain or a jump ring to these, and that'll help protect the tiger tail from it. And then there are these two colorways of purple check glass beads I picked up. Once upon a time I picked up a bunch of 6mm, these are 8mm, but I picked up a bunch of 6mm beads that were called Wisteria. The finish was called Wisteria, and Wisteria has since gone on to become a much more pastel, smoother purple, less variation on the bead. So more like these, but lighter. And I have been trying to find more of the original finish. So, trying to find beads that have that same finish if they're still around. Neither of these are right. They're both too dark. But they're both very pretty versions of... Whoa! What's rolling around on the floor right now? Anyway, very, very pretty purple beads. So I knew I'd be happy with them regardless, but I just really wanted to see if either of them happened to be that same finish, and let me go grab that. And then last in the stuff I chose is an opalite pendant. I actually had one of these for years and years, and then I started AgAuCu and I made a necklace and I sold it, and so this is my replacement, you know? It was one of those things where I was sentimental about it and kind of regretted selling it because I had had it since I was a kid. But obviously, like, it's not a unique thing, so now I have another one, which hopefully I will use in the collection. The Opalite Valentine's Day collection. Okay, let's take a look at the Arctic Aurora collection. This is their subscription box, but I am not subscribed. This is the second one I've bought because, well, you'll see why. You'll see why very soon. We're gonna start with my least favorite piece, which is probably also the most expensive piece out of it. But it's this pendant. And that isn't to say I don't like this pendant. This is abalone coated with resin, and that's part of what I don't like. Resin yellows over time, inevitably. So like, I'm not thrilled about that, and I think I'll probably just hold on to this until the resin has yellowed and then make something with it. So at least it's true to color from start to finish for its permanent life with the customer. I mean, it is very pretty. It's very pretty. Don't get me wrong. There's an overview of the collection. It's teal and stars. So, what's not to love for me? Am I right? This is a moon cut into a crescent vista forest pendant. I think that's really pretty, a lot of fun, like very creative design. There's a whole strand of titanium coated druzy beads, druzy quartz. In a, an iris? Green iris, yeah, so in a green to blue colorway. Those are very, very pretty. I've had these kinds of beads before, but they were like a general iris coating. Some dyed quartz and a very nice teal. On my phone, it looks like they're pulling a little bit blue. They're definitely teal, which is, if you don't know, teal, turquoise, aqua, mint. I'm trying to think, Kelly green, seafoam, all of those colors. That's my favorite color. Like, top favorite is that whole entire color group. I'd be hard pressed to find one where I go, no, I don't like that one. They've got these labeled as synthetic moonstone, which is one of the trade names for them. My favorite trade name for them is mermaid glass, but they are also just called AB glass, where they have the AB coating in between. Let's see. It's this bead that's glued together, or fused together, is the word I want. Fused together, and on the inside seam is where the AB coating is. And it does give them sort of a moon glow. Moonstone glow. But these are in 6mm, which I don't have. I've only been able to get them in 8mm. So that's nice. And it's also nice just to have clear frosted ones. They're very dreamy. Some English cut in indigo. These are supposed to be 5.5mm. Some of them are a little bit bigger and some of them are a little bit smaller. Let's see. You can see there, I think. I can see in person. I'm not sure if it's going to translate on camera, but the one on the right is smaller than the one on the left. So there's a little bit of variation, which surprises me for crystal, but That's okay. As long as I make sure if I'm pairing them up that they're paired. They're very, very pretty. Very sparkly. Now these are some show stoppers. I don't know if Baroque is the cut or if they're just calling them Baroque because they're big and funky, but these are so lovely. Very, very much like these. I have no idea what I'm doing with any of these. I just, like, look at this collection. Could I pass it up? Should I have? Yeah. Could I have? No. And then a little bit of purple in this collection with these little, they're not triangular prisms, but they're like triangle-sided squares. I'm sure there's a name for this shape. They're just calling them triangle, but you know, geometry-wise, I'm sure there's a name for these. Anyway, they're very, very pretty. They're very cool purple, cool toned purple, underneath the AB coating, which, you know, makes it a little bit hard to see what color we're working with here, but I don't mind. Okay, if you don't know, in the world of beads, at least, slate is like a very slightly blue-toned gray. I mean, it varies, you know, depending on the manufacturer and such, but that's what slate means. And these have the vitriol coating. These are really, really sparkly and really, really pretty. They're a little bit bigger than I usually work with, but that's okay. And then these beautiful coin cut beads in indigo iris coating. They're so pretty. They're very peacock colored. Very oil slick. Just stunning. I'm so disgusted by this collection. It's so pretty. Now these are not a kind of bead I would normally get for AgAuCu. I love rhinestones in my personal life, but they're not really something I use in AgAuCu. These are, again, my favorite color and very pretty. So I think I can deal with adding a little bit of rhinestone sparkle to AgAuCu. There's nothing really, like, I don't have anything against it. I just don't really, use things like that. I usually lean more towards rustic with AgAuCu. That one's a little lopsided. That's okay. I'll put a bead cap on it. I have these crackle patterned blue-green iris finished beads. Again, just very pretty in my favorite colors. Good size. And also two little quartz polar bears. They're very cute. Not usually the kind of thing I'd pick up. But I have, you know, I do occasionally do animal things, and these ones are really cute. They look so soft. And then two teardrops. It's the front. Woo! That's the back. Very, very pretty. Very fitting for the Aurora theme. I'm pretty sure these are the same star spacers that I already picked up, not knowing that they were going to be in this collection and not knowing that I would be getting this collection. Can never have too many stars though. I really like those. And then some silver beads in a stardust finish, which is that sparkly texture that they've got. I picked these up in gold, I believe, in my Black Friday order, and so now I have them in silver. Some little faceted rounds of apatite. I already have so much apatite, but what's a little bit more? Again, these are more green leaning than they're showing, at least on my camera. So I may or may not be able to edit them to look correct, but all screens vary, so who knows. And then two little moon and forest charms. This one has the moon holding the trees. Very Sailor Moon of it. Those are very pretty. Got two star charms. These are double-sided, meaning, you know, same front and back. Those are very nice, very cool. Like twinkles. Yeah, twinkling star. And then 2 connectors or links. See there, that are also stars. Let me hold them, please, fingers. Thank you. Puffy stars. I like them. And then 2 magnetic clasps with moon and star charms. That's a clasp. It's really cute. And then last but not least, some stainless steel chain made of star links. How pretty! That is so pretty. Okay, and again, here's their information. So that's where you get the subscription box. And there's the order. And my next video about supplies should be me putting both of these orders away and not me buying more stuff. Okay? Pinky promise. Pinky. Whatever. Bye. Oh, and one more thing, I'm going to say this without the mic because I don't want to set it back up. What I do is I write down the price per item, and then I cut these out and I stick them in with the items, and then I have them already priced when I use them in a project, and I can just plug them into the pricing formula. Okay, thank you for watching.